When it comes to basketball, we do things a little differently. All native basketball players don't just pick the team they want to play for, they represent the nations they belong to. Their nations work year-round to support them. Just like there's a hunting season, a fishing season, a potlatch season, and a medicine season, there's also an all-native basketball season. We prepare for it, we harvest for it, we practice for it, and we live for it. Just as every teammate needs a team, every team needs a village. And it takes a village to raise a banner. We are the Kitkatla Warriors. If you want to find us, we're in Canada, British Columbia, over here on the west coast. You see the small town of Prince Rupert there? Once you find the small town of Prince Rupert, take a 2-hour boat ride from there to an even smaller place called Kitkatla. There we are. This is where we call home. We are the Kitkatla Nation. This has been our home since time immemorial.
They weren't allowed to play in the league games, and that's how they started the all-native basketball tournament.
The all-native basketball tournament is a huge annual draw. Dozens of teams make the Prince Rupert pilgrimage each February from all over the province. The tournament's history stretches all the way back to 1947, when it used to be called the Northern British Columbia Coast Indian Championship Tournament. We won the first all-native basketball tournament in 1960. We took the title again in the 1962 and 1964 tournaments. Our intermediate warrior men clinched the 1971 first place position as well. You might wonder how so many tiny First Nations out in the middle of nowhere developed such a great interest in basketball.
So, but in the olden days, there was no such thing as basketball. It used to be a soccer ball or the one they called Old Toms.
When we were very young, we had no PE in our school, so one of the guys came in and asked the teacher if he could teach us how to play basketball after school. And this guy was named Lawrence Innes.
We played basketball out on the streets and muddy roads and sands and stuff, and we didn't really have baskets. We found old tricycle wheels and knocked the spokes out and nailed them to a lamppost. And we didn't have balls then either, so whatever was around, we would try to throw through the hoop. It didn't matter where, so.
Don and Elmer and Fred and myself, we used to sneak down. There was no float then over here. We used to sneak down here because Elmer had a speedboat, and we used to sneak in and go play ball in Rupert. And the old people kind of disagree with that because taking a chance, we like to lose our lives. So.
And after that, that's the old people seen it, so they started building the big hall for us.
From there, the legacy began. The same passion translated into a high-caliber sport that has our players going off to college, playing professionally, and traveling the world. After our soaring success from the 40s to the 80s, we experienced a bit of a decline. The 90s and early 2000s saw us struggling a fair bit.
And that was Pearson getting it from Casey, but we can't do it. Fadeaway on the baseline. Good fadeaway by Calm. 78-66.
12-point game, and they're going to let the time run down. And that seals the deal for the Skidegate Saints. They came marching in, and they won the title. Great showing by Kitkatla.
I've never seen anything like it. Jacob Tom at the line. He missed it. Boy, the nerves got to be getting to him. Tom makes the second, so it's a two-point lead. Kitkatla York, jumper, off the glass, no good. Jason Elsop gets it, puts it back up. Oh, he got it up! Give it up! 2 seconds. Jacob Tom has it. He's driving. Goes off the glass.
We're going to
overtime, folks.
We are going to overtime here in the senior division.
Jason Elsop 7 on the shot clock. Jacob Tom 4 on the shot clock. He drives. Jumper, running jumper, tough shot, and he hits it. An interesting strategy. They just keep just giving it to Tom and letting the clock wind down. Dwayne Alsop, blocked by Leeson.
Think into the strategy, Pete, letting Tom just kill the clock.
Guys, it's going to come down to this. It could be double overtime. It could end here. Leeson inbounds to Tom. 10 seconds. They trail by 2. Tom's going to keep it. Looks like he's going to go for a win here. He dribbles. Oh, he passes out. Gamble for the win. It comes up short. Oh my goodness,
no!
It
It hit the
actually
top of
went
the
in.
backboard. It hit the top of the backboard, Pete.
The ball actually hit the top of the partition.
So, let me show you a few of our many warriors. Not what you expected a championship basketball team to look like, is it? Make no mistake about it though, these are our warriors. That's because our team is far more than just the players on the court. The chefs, the chauffeurs, fishermen, firemen, singers, dancers, regalia makers, fundraisers, fans and volunteers are just as integral as the players on the court. You can see that our support and community care is more than just financial contributions. All the money in the world couldn't buy the unique relationship our people have to one another. For longer than most of our members can recall, our Kitkatla Excelsior Club and our Ladies Excelsior Club gathered our members together under a united cause and provided a social structure that helped us help one another.
That was the strongest governing body that the community had, Kitkatla Excelsior Club.
I think they were there before councils were.
Yeah, they were there before council.
Whether it was planning, coaching, building infrastructure, or setting strong guidelines and upholding traditional values.
Our Excelsior Club's just our backbone, really. They've taken care of us every step of the way. It's just as much as community victory as it is ours. Like for the Excelsior Club and for our community, they've put in just as much work, if not more than us. Like we put in the sweat and tears, they've put in everything else. We just show up and play basketball. We don't have to worry about fundraising. We don't have to worry about where we're staying. We don't have to worry about anything. We show up and play basketball every year.
I was young. We were told to wash the floor upstairs. And one of the ladies said, Janet, you just wet your mop and walk. They're not going to see it. The old lady, Josie Brown, walked up. Right away, we know we're in trouble the way she walked. Slow. You have to do it properly. She took a mop, went like this, showing us how to mop the floor. That's how strong our people were.
I used to stay up when she had meetings at our home, and all the women showed up and they were just laughing, having a good time. Nora Shaw would bring her guitar and sing, and yeah, they'd sing and they had a good time, but they also did business.
Not only that, light blinks at 10:30, a warning for every one of us to go home. 11 o'clock, there should be nobody walking on the street. If you're walking on the street, you get pinched. You sit in front of the couch, clarify what you're doing out late at night.
Our senior team, they all had curfew, so you had, our adult men had to be home at a certain time too. So it was really, really strict back then.
In my time, if I did something wrong, if I drank or if I went out of hand while I'm in training, I was given a warning. On my third warning, I'm out of the team.
But everything that the village does, the old people are involved.
Some of our elders had to come in the gym and really watch and who's here and who's absent.
And there was elderly ladies always sitting on the bleachers on the balcony here. During practices, tryouts, or if a scrimmage game was going, they were full supporters.
We call for help, but just a few show up, and it's always the same people that come.
They will call. You know, we have VHFs, and the youth do not show up.
Television was the first worst thing that came to the village. The worst thing. Now it's all computer and iPad. They just sit like this. They don't even know you're there.
There is still a core group of Excelsior Club members who are eager to pass on the old teachings.
Yeah, so we wouldn't even have an opportunity to play, let alone win, if it wasn't for the KEC or the Excelsior Club.
Good evening, everybody. Here we go. We're going into the last game of the 2018 All-Native Basketball Tournament. Oh, Heidelberg, they're led by Damon Bell-Holter. I mean, everybody knows who he is, his story. Played with the Boston Celtics in the preseason and so on.
There was kind of a weird calm. It was definitely a different feeling tournament.
These guys put all that aside, and here's the tip-off.
Tip-off controlled by Kitkatla. Next, it's picked off by Tom. Out on the fast break, Tom all alone, goes up, lays it off the glass for two. Double team, they're double teaming him quickly, but he gets in deep and he gets it to go.
And that's what Heidelberg needs. Bell-Holter can't score 100 points.
Bell-Holter, you can expect him to try to take over here. Not tough finish, gets his own rebound, lays it back in for two. Backing him in, out to Moses Nix for three. He hits it, 5-point lead now for Heidelberg. Eaton for three, back-to-back trays, you betcha! Down a one-point game. On the shot clock, they isolated. Looks like nobody's out there but Tom versus Young. 7 on the shot clock. Young, or Tom gonna create. 4, 3, step back 3 for Tom, he hits it!
Oh my goodness,
Jacob Tom! Jacob Tom hits a huge, it's a 2-point lead now, Kitkatla. Damon Bell-Holter, he's at the line. Big shots here, he hits the first one. Seat, gonna hold on for this conclusion. Bell-Holter ties it up. Kitkatla moving the ball around, they lead by 2. Tom is fouled, 9 seconds to go. As the Kitkatla crowd is on their feet.
Unreal, I've never heard the Russell Gamble this loud.
Jacob Tom going to take the biggest free throws in his career. Oh, he missed it. This will guarantee at least a tie. And he missed that one too, but rebound by Leeson. Oh, and he goes out of bounds.
Oh, he stepped on the line.
No call. Kitkatla, they had it. They're fouled again, so it's going to be their ball.
Oh, they're looking for Bell-Holter.
Yeah, Bell-Holter has it. 3.3 seconds to tie the game. Bell-Holter for 3 to tie it. Oh, overtime! He hit it! We have a tie game, folks. We are off to overtime here in the senior men's final.
I can see how for everyone else looking in, it was a pretty intense moment, but the things we've gone through, like we've lost a buzzer beater to Skidegate 2, we've lost an overtime to Skidegate. We can't win in regulation. We got to win it the hard way.
Jacob Tom's going to be tough to do that step back 3 over Damon Bell-Holter, so he drives, goes up.
That's a grown man move by Jacob Toms.
Damon Bell-Holter, you got to think he's just going to put the team on his back right now. Bell-Holter for 3, he hits it!
Bang, bang.
I got injured in the semifinals, so I was, as a starter, sitting on the bench seeing stuff go down, I was freaking. And the community actually sewed, it's called Devil's Club, we call it WOMS. And it's medicine, they put it into our shooter tops. Swear to God, I almost rubbed through my shooter top.
Jacob Tom has it, 6 seconds to go, he's double teamed. Far to fadeaway 3, he hits it! Jacob Tom! 19 seconds, Kitkatla leads by 2, 69-67. Shot clock's turned off. Heidelberg, Moses Nix. Oh my God, he was trying to take it. Bell-Holter was screaming for the ball, and they're gonna have to foul Charlie Leeson. Can hit it. This could be the championship bucket that decides it. Joe Lewis puts it up. It's short. Heidelberg has it. Pradovic back in the game. 3 seconds to tie it. No. Donalina trying to tie it overtime. No. Kitkatla has won the championship. Kitkatla has won the championship, and they're storming the court.
Kitkatla Nation, stand up. You've done it. It's been a long time coming.
Kind of didn't really hit until Jacob tossed it in the air. There was that couple-minute pause where you're kind of like, you feel like Ricky Bobby. You don't know what to do with your hands, man.
I jumped with joy for about maybe 3 seconds, and then I ran right up the bleachers, just went to go hug my grandmother, knowing that, my grandfather wasn't here today. He was up there watching and smiling down.
The last few seconds of the game, I couldn't see nothing. The people covered the whole place up.
Give it up for Kitkatla.
I believe Jacob Thomas just got player of the game.
And the buzzer went is for champs.
What a beautiful game we here live at the Russell Campbell. That's going to do it. I'm Keeper Carlson, Pistol Pete. We had Mr. Wonderful Willis Parnell.
Of course, we had to stand up the Warriors, who fought so hard on the court as well. We took our inspiration from the 1960s victory celebrations and planned a grand entrance. Elders, youth, singers, dancers, and our roaring fans all poured down to the dock to welcome our champions home. The excitement was contagious.
Oh, that was a beautiful feeling to see our community come out and support us.
Each clan sang and danced their enthusiastic show of support. The players made their way through a crowd of community members who cared for them so dearly. You might think that the fever pitch would have died down after a half hour or so. Not Kitkatla fans. It's like they were born to cheer.
I think we just have the best fans. I think even other communities would like to borrow our fans sometimes.
I was in the kitchen. I turned my stove off, ran to the front to listen. Oh, that was loud.
This fever pitch was sustained for hours. We drove the parade around the community, and it was almost empty. Most everyone was in the parade. Gathered at our hall, we were all warriors, players and community members alike. All our efforts came together to make a truly unique occasion. We celebrated in high Kitkatla fashion with traditional food, a lavishly decorated gym, and all the supportive spirit we could fit in our William Saw Memorial Hall. Basketball for us is culture. So out came the drums and the dancing began. Each of our teammates and staff connected to their culture with an entrance dance. Our people witnessed this connection and went wild. This was the first time that some of our players ever danced. They immediately felt the power of our old ways. The chance to connect to your culture on a higher level is always inspiring. Many people took the opportunity to speak to the great warrior legacy. The two surviving members of our last championship team were walked in and seated at the head table with our champions. They also shared their fond memories and some encouraging words. Regalia and mementos were gifted to the players to commemorate their victory. Providing them with regalia also solidifies their important connection to their heritage. Of course, we couldn't leave out our sixth man, the community. We are nothing without our entire warrior family. It's not all about bringing home the gold. It's about supporting the green and gold. We haven't brought back a gold medal since 1964, but we have never lost a single basketball tournament we have entered. Because we win when our players feel supported. We win when our name reads proudly on the chests of the young players we have cared for. We win when our kids get to see our idols try their best and leave it all on the court. We win when the community rallies around our team. We win when our legacy of hard work and passion results in exciting games for us to cherish for years to come. We win when our players dance in to the beat of the drum. And we win when we are a strong, healthy example of community spirit for others to see.
We left everybody up. That's the village.